All right, everybody, welcome to my first edition of my podcast. It's going to be a bit rough. The sound quality might be a little bit off at each time. I'm using a headset for this, so hopefully it comes out all right. However, I am going to try my best. I'm going to try to spruce it up with some jokes. I'm going to try to talk about everything as much as I can, as well as I can, but I can't promise it'll be the best, right? I'm not Mark Maron. I'm not the official podcast. I'm not whoever. I'm not Alex Jones. Not Alex Jones. What's his name? Joe Rogan. I'm not either of those guys, right? However, I am going to try my best. I want to talk about collections today because collections are something I really enjoy. Um, because something I collect is sneakers. Um, I don't have many, right? I'm not one of those people that's going to have 50 pairs of sneakers. However, I do have about 8. Miniature collection, I guess. Um, I've got a pair of Adidas Alpha Bounce. I've got some high top maroon. I don't know. They're Adidas. I've got my what do I got? I got some Reebok ones. I don't know what they are. I've got some Stan Smiths. Probably my favorite one of the normal ones. They're just kind of like suede on the outside, leather on the back. This brownish color. They're not the traditional white ones, so they look a bit different. I've also got boots. I mean, they're snow boots, but my ones that I've yet to wear are my Yeezy 350 Zebras, right? Because, well, I live in Russia. I live in Pushkin in St. Petersburg in Russia, where it gets cold all the time. There's lots of snow, lots of dirt, lots of whatever. Can't wear white cloth shoes outside in the winter, right? I bought them in November, which is probably why I was able to buy them at the store because everybody else was like, I'm not going to buy those, right? It's winter, you know? You'd be an absolute madman to go out and buy white shoes in the winter. But I bought them, right? Because I am that madman. And I just have that bug in me, and I still want to buy sneakers. I saw some NMDs on sale, some orange ones, right? Who wants to buy orange sneakers, right? Except for me. I want to buy orange sneakers apparently. But I saw them on sale. They were like 50% off, and I had to restrain myself from buying them. They're beautiful. I love them. But who wears orange sneakers? I do, I guess. I would wear them absolutely. I'm not opposed to wearing things like that. Honestly, that's one of the reasons why I collect sneakers. Is just simply because it's kind of an expression I can put on my feet, right? A lot of people want to express themselves through, I don't know, tattoos or clothes or something like that, and I guess shoes are a part of clothes. However, um, I am the kind of person where I like to dress kind of a plain shirt, maybe like a black shirt, white shirt, whatever. I like to wear jeans or track pants or whatever, and I like to throw all the pizzazz, I guess, with my shoes. Now, I do keep a pair of shoes like my Sambas, right? I love my Sambas. However, they're getting very worn on the bottom. I've had them for probably 5 or 6 years. Um, but I, unfortunately, they've been really beaten. But that's okay, right? That's why I bought them to beat them. Um, but I love them, right? I love all the shoes I have. I try to wear them. I try to mix and match when I can. Um, but I would find mostly in the winter I wear my boots because I don't know, it's winter, right? What else can you wear in the snow and the ice, right? If you try to wear your Yeezys, you're just gonna fall and get them dirty. If you try to wear Alpha Bounce, you're gonna fall and get them dirty. If you try to wear Stan Smith, you're just you don't even try, right? They're so flat on the bottom. They're flatter than Kansas, flatter than Florida, right? Don't even try. It's really hard to say when I started collecting these though, because I was thinking about it the other day, and like I remember there's this time in I don't know middle school where I remember asking my parents to buy me these Jordans, but I mean they weren't like Jordan ones. They were just some Jordans I found at Payless, and I really wanted them. I don't know why, but I did. And I realized looking back that there's been several times in my life where I wanted to pay money for shoes instead of just wearing Walmart shoes. But I always end up getting Walmart shoes for one reason or another. I don't know, right? I don't really remember, but I did. Um, so I don't know. I guess it started a long time ago, and I guess it really picked up more when I moved from Florida to Russia, because here in Russia I've got all this time and space. I guess I don't know. I go on our sneakers a lot, right? I have a lot of downtime. Um, which admittedly probably doesn't help my problem. It's never a problem to have too many sneakers, right? Doesn't help my collection. The fact that I'm always going on our sneakers, right? Um, Now I'm not gonna be the person that's gonna buy all the Ultra Boosts or like the Jordan ones, Travis Scott's, whatever that you got released. I'm not that kind of person, right? I enjoy collecting sneakers because I love just having a shoe that I can wear in any situation, right? I love being able to just, you know, whatever I've got on, I can put a shoe on that matches it, right? Or I have a shoe for every situation, right? For example, I bought my Stan Smiths because I love using them to go just kind of walking in the city. Now, I found they're also a good winter shoe because they really seal, I don't know, heat in, right? They stay warm if I wear thick socks, which is I don't know, and they also don't let water in. They've turned out to be a really good winter shoe, more so than a summer shoe. They get a little hot in the summer, but they're still a great summer shoe. And I do not regret buying them. I never will regret buying them. Um, but people have different reasons why they collect shoes, right? Collecting sneakers is, I don't know, it's a really big thing, right? People pay thousands of money for like Red Octobers or whatever like that. That's not something I want, right? I'm the kind of person that I'm only ever going to buy a shoe that I want to wear, right? I had the chance, when I bought my zebras to, sell them, right? Because they go out of stock, you can sell them. No, the first time they came out, they were reselling for $1,500. Second time, the re-release, you could just wait. I don't know, a month. You could probably get a 50% profit on them. Buy them for 220, sell them for 320, right? 350, 400 if someone's really desperate. Um, but that's not me. I bought them because I wanted to wear them, and that's the same reason I'll buy any shoe I'll ever buy. Now, maybe I'll have an opportunity where I am able to buy some sort of collector shoe that I don't intend on wearing, and I am able to resell it and make a bit of money from it, right? If you've listened to the song, it's a Watsky song, and I can't exactly remember the name of it. Um, but I remember one of the lines in the songs. He says, "I'd rather be making choices I'm proud of than chasing a mountain of money. But if that mountain comes to me, I'm climbing it." And I feel like that would be my way of sneakers, right? I would be the kind of person that, if the opportunity is presented to me, I would take it. But I'm not the kind of person. I'm not gonna make a bot, right? I'm not gonna get bots to go on the sneakers app or Goat or whatever and try to get these limited release shoes that sell out in a minute, right? That's not me. And I'm not going to pay resale either because I don't particularly like the resale market. I know it exists and I know it's good for people who, I don't know, if you want to buy 4Ds or something like that, but it's not for me. People can do whatever they want though. I'm not going to disparage anybody who wants to buy shoes just simply to resell them. The only people I do not like are the people who will intentionally use these bots to buy up shoes simply because they want to make money on people who actually want to wear them, right? Now, okay, I should clarify that. The ones that are limited release, right? If you want to buy some sort of resale, if you want to buy a shoe on the resale market because you think it's going to go up and you want to make money on that, that's totally cool, right? But if you're going to deprive people who really want to wear the shoes, who really value them, and I don't know, you're gonna backdoor them or something like that. You get your friend at the shop who's gonna let you buy 4 pair, and you're gonna go sell all of them, or even those people who buy like 30 pair, 20 or 30 pair. It's ridiculous, right? It's it makes me sad, right? As somebody who loves to wear their sneakers, but as I said earlier, that's part of the game, right? You can't try to get into the sneaker game and try to fight the resale game. It's just not going to happen. People have wanted to make money as long as money has existed. So it's kind of one of those things you just have to live with. Um, and I'm just going to have to live with it, right? But I thankfully, I'm not the kind of person that needs a lot of sneakers. But there are some people who really do want them. And admittedly, there have been some pairs out there that I thought, man, I would love to get those, right? For example, the 350 V2s or the 700s, right? Well, I've got the 350 V2s, the zebras, right? I wanted the black with the red. I thought it was really cool. Um, but I realized that it's not something that I'm able to buy. Yeah, me English good. Um, but if I really want them, I just kind of have to bite the bullet. I have to face the beast. Go to the resale market, which I am not going to do, right? Because I don't have that kind of money. Um, However, collecting sneakers is timeless, right? Collecting sneakers is it's I would imagine Alexander the Great probably would have collected sneakers. He just seems like that kind of guy. Maximilian Robespierre, right? The dictator of the French Revolution. That guy would have collected sneakers. It's for everybody. Who's a good person that would have collected sneakers? Spartacus? I bet, he's wearing those desert sandals. Would have been much more comfortable in some good sneakers, right? He would have collected them. The people who made the library of Alexandria. They collected books. Why not collect sneakers? No, that's a stupid joke. Um, but I don't know. Everybody wears sneakers. Everybody loves their sneakers, right? And I mean, some people, I guess, just put on whatever they want. But I think everybody can, when they put on their shoes, right, or the shoes they bought because they like them. Some people just like them more, and they collect them, right? So I've got a couple friends that I talked to. I sent out like a survey on SurveyMonkey, because I wanted to know what my friends like to collect. So we're gonna start with, let's see, where are we gonna start? We're gonna start with Richard. So Richard gave me two of them. Thank you, Richard, by the way. So he talked to me about two things. He talked to me about his ballad songs, and he talked to me about his mechanical keyboards, right? So I'm going to talk about the mechanical keyboards first, because I love keyboards, right? I've got my keyboard. I don't have a mechanical keyboard. I've got a Logitech G106 5. I love it, right? I wouldn't say I need a mechanical keyboard. I mean, to be fair, does anybody need a mechanical keyboard? Nobody needs anything. I don't need sneakers. However, they're really cool. And one of the ones I really liked was the Plank one, right? Because they come in these, it's like a little kit. You put it together. You get the satisfaction of having a cool keyboard with all the lights and stuff like that, and you get to put it together. So it's just a wonderful kit. I need to buy one. I don't have a soldering iron though, so I don't know if I can. But anyways, right? I love the fact you can get the 40%, the 60%, right? The different sizes. I don't have a lot of real estate on my desk. So I can't fit a full keyboard on here often, especially those big gaming keyboards, right? Mine's got the full keyboard, it's got a few extra keys on the side, but that's about it. I can't fit giant LED whatever keyboards. So I'd love to get me one of these. So they're really cool. Now, he tells me he started collecting these around mid 2015, right? I've known Richard for a long time. We met in ninth grade, which for us would have been, I don't know, 2007. We went to university together as well. So this would have been about the time, because I finished university December of 2018. So this would have been kind of when I was on the way out of university, right? And I left for Russia 2016. So it's been a while. Um, he told me that he likes them because of the custom caps, because of the custom boards, how nice they're to type on, and to reduce fatigue. Those I totally understand, right? One of the reasons, because it's kind of the same reason I buy sneakers, right? Because custom keycaps, right? But cool designs, unique designs that you can't get on other sneakers, right? How nice they are to type on, how nice they are to walk on, right? They reduce fatigue. They feel great. Like the Yeezys, like I remember the first time I ever put on those Yeezys, I was just blown away. I put them on and I just walked around my apartment. I just stepped. I wanted to use my feet. I would imagine it's the same reason getting these mechanical keyboards. They look cool. You put it on your desk and you go, wow, this is great. I want to type on this. I want to look at this. I want to show people this, right? That's why if you go on the subreddit for mechanical keyboards, people just posting, posting, posting. Same with sneakers, posting, 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 because they're cool. Now, the reducing the fatigue thing it's a great side effect, right? It would be, I guess, in the same way if I were to say that I love my Yeezys because they make walking better for my knees. True, right? True. However, I wouldn't say it's the main function. Richard, you can tell me if that's the main function if you want. Feel free to send me a message. I'll look at it. However, I think they're really cool. I want one. He said he's got 5.5 keyboards. I'm gonna read these out so you mechanical keyboard people, you'll probably understand this a bit better than me. He says he's got one full-size pink Ducky Zero. I've googled all these so I know what they look like. 62 60% KPP V60, a 40% plank, 30% gherkin, comma, 2-pack. Don't know what that means. Gonna be honest. Um, Now, the other thing that he talked to me about, well, that he answered the survey about was balisong knives, right? So these are cool. These are really cool, right? Because I love them because they kind of it's how do I say this, right? You use your hands to manipulate the knives to perform really cool tricks, right? You can do these cool things, such a fluid motion. It feels wonderful. I've never done a trick, but whenever I see someone do a trick, it just kind of looks like I don't know. I don't know. It looks like magic, really, right? Whenever you see a magician do a really cool trick, Penn and Teller, right? Fool me. All those guys on there, they just I don't know. You see it and you think, how did he do that? So Richard tells me he's got 4 live blades, 10 trainers. I would imagine the live blade ones. I don't imagine. I know the fact that those are the really sharp ones, right? Those are the ones you don't want to. I'm not a finger expert, but I would imagine if those fell on your finger, you would probably have one less finger. I like my fingers. I don't want to get rid of them, so I think if I were to start, I would definitely get a training blade, right? Also, Googled them. Training blades much cheaper, right? Or you could just flip around a piece of metal. I don't know. Um, However, he says he started the fact that his roommate had a cheap live blade. Live blade. I mean I it's it's like saying you started juggling with flaming bowling pins. Richard, you're crazy, but you're really good at it now. So it must have paid off, right? I guess the added adrenaline of knowing the fact this blade could chop off my finger at any moment. Yeah, you definitely get really good. You get good really fast. um, Obviously the trainers are the dull ones, right? So he says he started collecting these summer of 2017, so almost 2 years ago. Now this is quite the collection to keep going, right? 14 of them. Now I know how much they cost roughly, so I know it's not the easiest collection to maintain because it's not cheap, right? Just like sneakers, right? You can't just, if you're on a salary similar to mine, you can't just go drop money on Yeezys, NMDs, whatever, Jordans, all that fun stuff. Now, for the both of these, he's told me he's trying to slow down on them, right? He's trying to not spend so much money, which is never a bad thing, right? Trying to refinance your finances, as I like to say, as of this moment. Never said that before, but it's a good phrase. I'll keep it, right? I'll put that one in the bank, the memory bank, that is. Um, the great thing about the great thing about mechanical keyboards, though, is that kind of once you get one or two or three, you can really just buy new caps, right? You could just trade out the caps and just get a whole new board kind of the same way, right? You don't really need to buy the new boards every time because it's like buying new paints every time you want to do a painting, right? You don't need to buy new paints same way you don't need to buy new boards. You just buy new caps, right? You just get a new canvas. I realize those are very dissimilar, but I think you get my idea. So I want to move on to something a bit different now. My friend Anthony, he told me two things, right? He also gave me two answers. Now, the first one was weeaboo stuff. like anime and all that fun stuff. I don't really know anime a whole bunch. Also, he didn't really give me a lot of answers for those, so I can't really talk about that a lot. However, I can talk about the other thing he talked about. Guild Wars 2 legendary weapons. So, it's a bit of a different one, right? Because sneakers, balisongs, mechanical keyboards, those are all physical things that you can go to the store, you can buy. Guild Wars 2 legendaries, you actually have to go out and work for them. It's like, imagine every time you wanted a new pair of sneakers or every time you wanted a new mechanical keyboard, you had to go put hours and hours of work into them. I've tried to get them. They're not easy to get. There's a lot of RNG with it. There's a lot of farming with it. You know, Anthony, that's crazy. You do it. It's awesome. But I can't do it. Now he tells me he's a nerd and a completionist. That I can't stay on because I am also quite the nerd. I play World of Warcraft all the time. I've tried to create my own board game. Still in the works, right? Gonna get those trademarks done. I gotta get the whole game done. Gotta get started actually. uh, hmm, mm. So he told me he started collecting these about 5 years ago. Anthony, I don't believe that because Guild Wars 2 came out a long time ago. 2011, maybe, possibly. I think I was still in high school. But I don't remember. But anyways, 5 years ago, and he says he has a lot. Anthony, that doesn't help. 14, if I had to guess. Maybe more, maybe less. Actually probably like 7. But I've seen them, right? They take a lot of work. But I think it's super cool though. I think it's super cool to have this idea in your head of something you really want, right? With me, it's the sneakers. I gotta save up my paychecks and buy them. Same with Richard with his balisongs and his keyboards. You gotta save up money and buy them. And I think that's something a lot of people need to do, right? A lot of people need to really set goals. A lot of people don't have goals. A lot of people say they have goals, right? I want to do this, but they're not doing it, right? A lot of people say, I want to work out. I want to get fit, but they never go to the gym, or they do. They go once a week, right? That's not enough. If you want something, you really have to put your mind to it. And I think that's something, I know it's weird, right? People say, what can you learn from video games? Well, you can learn from what Anthony does. You can put your mind to stuff. Go, I want this. And not only do I want one of this, I want all of them. Oh, maybe not all of them. I want a lot of them. I'm going to work for it. I'm going to do good work for it. You can do it with video game stuff, right? You can do it with mounts on World of Warcraft. You can do it with a test at university, right? You can say, I want to be a computer scientist. I want to do programming. But how do you learn programming, right? You have to sit down and do it. You can't just wish it to happen. You got to go on your computer, just put the elbow grease in. You got to do it. So I think that's something definitely we can learn from this collection. Right? The other collections are just kind of, I don't want to say novelty collections, but they are a bit more, I don't know, you just pay for them, right? And there's nothing wrong with a collection that you just paid for. Don't let anybody ever tell you that just because you did something, I don't want to say the easy way, but the easier way, that you did it wrong. Hard work doesn't equal success. Hard work doesn't mean you're better. I know a lot of people who take pride in the fact that, well, I don't personally know them, but I've heard of a lot of people who take pride in the fact that they go to work early and they leave late. But it's not about how much work you do. It's about how good of the work you do it, right? It's about quality hard work. It's not just hard work. Right? If you go to work for 12 hours and someone else goes to work for 8 hours and you both do the same work, you didn't work harder because you were there for 12 hours. You just worked more. You just made it harder for yourself. Right? 10 times out of 10, people would rather have the guy that can finish the same work in 8 hours. I guess this is a bit of a side tangent from the collections thing, but just don't work hard if you're not doing good work. Don't put in effort if your effort is bad work. And I know I'm being redundant here, but I can't state it enough, right? Hard work is not good work. Good work is good work. All right. So let's go off that tangent. Let's go back to collections, right? I'm going to jump over to my friend Tyler real quick. So Tyler collects instruments. Tyler's a musician, right? He may not say he is, but Tyler, I'm saying you are a musician, right? You have close to 20 instruments. You have many of them you can play well, and I know for a fact you can record music on them because I've heard it and it's good. So, Tyler has been playing the piano for as long as I've known him. I met Tyler in probably seventh, sixth grade, one of those middle school years. I'm 25, gonna be 26 this year, so it's been a long time. So Tyler, yeah, as I said earlier, he's got 20 instruments. He says he's got about 13 types, and that is quite cool. Very cool, actually, because I also have instruments. Music is something I also love. I've got a bass guitar, I've got a regular guitar, I've got a ukulele, a balalaika, I've got a trumpet. I'm sure I've got a kazoo somewhere. Who doesn't have a kazoo? um, so he tells me that he started collecting this because his piano just wasn't enough. And that's normal, right? Sometimes you have a medium that you work through and it's good. It works for a lot of things. However, sometimes you think this medium just isn't good enough for what I want to do. For example, you can play some sort of song on the piano and it'll be good, right? It'll be the most amazing, beautiful thing anyone's ever heard. However, if you think, I want to play this in the style of bluegrass, maybe you might switch from piano to a banjo. And a lot of people will disparage the banjo, but the banjo is a great instrument. And I don't think anybody should ever feel bad for playing the banjo. Why? I mean, just go on YouTube. Go search for cool banjo stuff on YouTube. You'll be impressed. I guarantee it. So Tyler, I know, loves Irish music. He loves that sound. He's got a mandolin, which he uses for that, right? That's one of the examples he gave me: Irish music on the mandolin. That was one of the first times I'd ever heard the song "Irish Washerwoman," which was great. Quick story about that. I was in Dublin. I was leaving Glasgow to go to Dublin, and there was a woman outside on the violin playing Irish Washerwoman as I was about to fly from Glasgow to Dublin. I think normally I either don't give money to buskers because I don't have cash at the time, or I give a little bit. That time, I think I gave her £5 because I thought this is wild. This is something that is just trying to tell me something. Anyway, so he says he's never going to stop collecting instruments, which is good. Tyler, never do that. Never stop. Because somebody somewhere has to be the guy on YouTube or the cool band somewhere that's playing some sort of music that people don't often get exposed to, right? Everywhere you go, you just hear the same rock and roll, you hear the same pop and all that fun stuff. But it's fun when you go somewhere and they've got some sort of cool music going, or you go to a party, someone's playing some cool music. You go to a show, there's some interesting, unique music going on. Somebody has to do it, and I think Tyler's that person. I think so. I guess to round all this off, there are different collections for just every person, right? It's I would say it's an extension of your personality because for me, right, sneakers are something I collect because I spend a lot of time walking around and I spend a lot of time, well, I wouldn't say a lot of time, but I spend some time thinking about what I want to wear, an outward look. Now, I'm not super focused on what people think of me. I would say I like to look good if I have the opportunity, right? Sometimes I just show up in whatever because I don't care, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know. Um, And the same, I guess, the same goes for Richard's keyboards. Same thing, right? He uses them a lot. He feels that this is something that's enough a part of his life that he wants to collect these things. And of course, he studied computer science, so he's on his computer a lot. He does a lot of, I guess, plays games, does a lot of typing for programming and things like that. So of course he's gonna have something that he always have. He's gonna collect that. The ballad songs, to be honest, I don't know, right? But I mean, I guess this is how things go, right? I like to collect headphones. I mean, I don't keep a lot of them, but I like to collect them. I like to collect lighters. I don't smoke. I don't use lighters for anything, but I just every time I see a cool one, I feel the need to buy it. No particular reason other than usually I just like the art on it or I like the style of it. In America, you just get the ones with the little roly things that make your fingers bleed. In Russia and in a lot of Europe, you get the electric ones, which I quite like. Those are quite cool. I don't use them for anything other than lighting candles, but I mean, why not? Why does anybody collect anything? The Guild Wars legendaries too, as I talked about earlier. It's hard work. It's accomplishment. It's completion. It's I don't know. It's what you want to do. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having something that just says, I wanted this. A lot of people seem to be against the idea of just wanting, right? And of course, over wanting is bad, right? You don't want to want too much. But I'm a firm believer that if you really want something, why not? Why not get it, right? The Yeezys, I wanted them. I didn't have a use for them. I've got plenty of shoes, but I bought them because I wanted them, right? Why does Anthony keep working for more legendaries? Because he wants them. Why does Richard get more ballad songs? Why does Tyler get more instruments? Because he wants them. And if I have to leave this podcast with one message is that if you're gonna collect something, collect it. Be proud of it. Have fun with it. Yeah, display it. Show it to people. There's nothing wrong with that. Let people know that you are proud of something. People think pride is a bad thing, and there's a thing as having too much pride. But having pride in your hard work or having pride in owning things that you enjoy, displaying them for people to see, do it. Have fun with it. Get something you want. Be proud of it and just enjoy life. A lot of people are too focused on what other people think, what they need to be doing. A lot of people have this idea that I must be doing this, but just go out there, enjoy your life. I think that's what collections are really about, just enjoying life. Seeing something you really enjoy and saying, I want that. I want that one, I want that one, I want that one. Because they're all cool. And I like them. Well, that's all I have to say about collections, right? That's all I have for my first podcast. Um, Hopefully it wasn't too terrible. You can feel free to tell me if it was terrible. Be brutally honest. I want to know what you think. If you think, Adam, this was awful, you ranted too much, you talked too fast, you said write too much. I do say write too much. Just let me know. I want to improve on this. This is something I would love to do as a full-time job someday. So obviously I want to become as good as I can at it. I want to train at it, right? The same way I train fitness. The same way Anthony works hard to get legendary. So the same way someone just practices to be good at a video game. I want to practice this. I want to become better. I want to become really good at this. So please, please, please let me know.